Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles. With a knowledgeable sales staff and amazing service departments, you'll drive away satisfied. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City, MackeyMotors.com.
We welcome you back here on the Mackey Motors tailgate show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City. Chop Blankman joined right now by a disappointed Kaci Peters. The Knights fall here in 5 tonight. Kaci, you and I kind of jokingly said before this one, this is now 2 straight years that you guys had went 5 with them, and neither one of us wanted this to go to 5 tonight. I thought you guys had that when you got them with those back-to-back kills to go up 14-13. But yeah. What was the difference here tonight, do you think, against Glenwood?
I know that we came out really wanting to come get them. Our goal from the beginning of the season was to win homecoming week. We went 4-0 last night, so we were looking for a win tonight. I think the big thing that didn't go our way in the 5th match is just how we closed out. I mean, we had back-to-back kills and we were up 14-13. Kill goes long and it just didn't go in our favor from there.
I thought early the Carter girl was kind of hurting you guys. I thought you made some nice adjustments taking the line away from her, but then it looked like Kemling and Hernandez has kind of come on. How did you guys try to adjust to them as the match went on?
Yeah, their depth chart was super deep. I know on the outside we had our right sides try and take away line, and then when number 10 was on the right side we had to take away line from them. But we were really trying to just go up, penetrate, strong hand, make them hit on our high hand so then the ball would hopefully deflect towards Kaylee, and then we could run a play out of there. How
did you feel like you guys were able to do that? I thought at times really well, and then at other times, as it happens in volleyball, not as well as you wanted to, I'm sure.
Yeah, the adjustment was going good, but then obviously when you leave gaps open, they're gonna I don't know, take advantage of when you give them the opportunities, especially when we play good teams like this. So really gotta close our blocks, no gaps between our hitters.
Got up 17-10 in that first set. I think that's the one you guys are going to look back at. You get outscored 15-4 down the close. Their block all of a sudden came on late, I thought, in that first set. What did they do differently to kind of get to you guys with your swings there late in that first set?
I'm not sure if it was so much more them or us just getting complacent in our ball game. I know as a hitter, you know, it's my job to put the ball away, and I know I was tipping, pushing, when I think I just got scared of their block, and that's not the right mentality to have, especially in tough games like this. You got to swing, make their defense work hard.
What was the adjustment you guys made? Was that it, just staying aggressive to win sets 2 and 3?
Pretty much. I mean, coach would call timeouts and say, okay, like, decide. Like, we're not going to go out without giving a fight, so you got to stay aggressive through it. So with our blocks and our swing.
What was the difference, you think, in set 4? You guys had some opportunities there as well, but was it just them not wanting to lose 3-1 here tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I knew going into that 4th set that they were going to decide, like, Glenwood's not going to roll over and die. And so I figured as soon as we went out there that they were going to be coming at us hard, and we just needed to respond a little better than we did.
Now, you mentioned you wanted to go undefeated, didn't get that chance with the loss tonight, but you can still pick up a huge win. You can still stay in the conference race Thursday night at Lewis Central. What do you girls need to do on a really crazy busy week with homecoming to kind of get refocused here in 48 hours to go play again?
I know tomorrow in practice we're going to have a light practice but work a lot on pass, keeping our setters in their setter lane so then we can run all sorts of things. Mixing up our plays, as coach say, we kind of get vanilla at times, just running that outside middle right side. So there was a few times where we ran some sweeps and stack plays, so I think that's really what we're going to focus on in practice, as well as limiting service errors and penetrating up on the block.
I tell you, I appreciate you coming and joining us here tonight. Sorry for the tough loss here tonight, but best luck coming up on Thursday.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. Kaci Peter joining us. We got head coach Rusty Wintermote making his way over here to the post-game area as well, and we'll get some thoughts and comments from coach here. As you may have heard Kaci whisper there, it's super sweaty. It was a 5-setter here tonight for the girls, and coach, you're used to that, right?
The sweaty part or the 5 sets?
Not the 5 set. You don't get many of those. But
no,
the sweaty part for interviews, I'm sure you are.
It's all right. I'm sweaty myself, so I won't notice a bit. But you know, Hawkeye 10, we knew coming in it was going to be a battle. They took Lewis Central to 5, and Lewis Central is a pretty darn good team. And in fact, they had times they should have beaten Lewis Central in their match, and Lewis Central found a way to answer. But for us tonight, going to kick ourselves a little bit in game 1.
Yep.
We thought we had control. We were up 15-9. I didn't use timeouts quick enough. Whatever the scenario was, we just didn't finish that game. And then very proud of the way they came out in game 2 and game 3. Really showed game 3 they still had to find a way to win it at the end because we were I don't want to say comfortable, but they found a way to pick up their momentum, and we didn't answer the momentum, even though we won that game. And then game 4, they just kind of, they answered everything. They did everything. We just didn't. We were responding very slow to things. Block wasn't there. Tips weren't there. So the back line had to do a lot of reaching to get balls. We answered well. We started out well in game 5. Again, they just found a way with server. I think number 10 and number 7, 8 causes problems there in the last game. But they did a nice job of hitting over the blocks or using high hands. And I kept saying, if they're going to use high hands, we have to be ready to back up in the back line. Well, as soon as we backed up in the back line after they're using high hands, they started doing a little bit more tipping. They got a couple points there. We were in position to get balls. I asked the kids, play like an athlete, read, react. As long as you're reacting, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. We'll be fine. We just have to learn from that. And tonight was a big learning curve for this group. Still have a lot of things in front of them. They still can get a tie for the conference. Maybe a 3-way tie, but they still can get it. And again, if we'll come out and play like this, we're going to have an opportunity against Lewis Central, but it's going to be a little bit higher mountain to climb. But I believe they'll be up for the task. Worried coming in that their legs were going to be a little weary after the 4 games on Monday night, but they fought through all that, and God bless their efforts. I appreciate everything they did, and we'll bounce back. We knew these last 4 matches were not going to be easy matches. Harlan's improving later on, but we'll worry about tomorrow. Work on our passing, and then work on completing plays. Just too many hitting errors, to give them. You can't give them that many really free chances and free balls. And then also, too, I think the games that they won, we forced ourselves to do too much free stuff to them, and they were good about bringing it back at us.
Were you surprised at all at the depth of their hitters? Hernandez came in and led them, but Carter jumped out early, and then Arnold and Hernandez and Kemling all kind of came on for them.
Yeah,
they have 2 or 3 sets.
They have 4 hitters: 7, 21, 10, 27. They all were very close in the number of attacks that they had or kills. So we knew we had to be not searching, but we knew we had to be really reacted to who they were going to. So no, it didn't surprise me how well they could hit, because number 7 didn't play last year as a sophomore. She was injured all year, and now she's back, and she might have made a little bit of difference for him last year. She's a solid player. But I wasn't surprised, because we talked about it before we came out here. We talked about it Monday night after the matches of what we're going to expect from them, and I said expect 7, 10, 21, 27. Expect those 4 to get a majority of the volleyballs, and sure enough, I bet it had been pretty equal as far as the number of attempts that they had, and if you can do that, it's kind of like what we try and do to people. If you can balance out the attempts, they don't know who to take care of, and I think sometimes we didn't balance it. We didn't balance it enough tonight. There were some pretty big differences in some of the kids versus where we have been. So we'll just have to talk about being more balanced as attackers. And as Kaci said, we were probably a little too vanilla most of the night. We were getting some kills. So we just talked about how we have to start with our vanilla stuff, and then as the game goes, you've got to adjust, make them adjust to what we want to be creative with. And I think right now that's what we got to finish with, is finding some creative balance when something isn't there. Once we've gone there, switch it up on them, come back again. But sometimes you always say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. As well too. So, but it was a fun match. It's kind of what we expected. Great atmosphere. Our crowd was awesome here tonight, and really cheered on the girls, and they felt it. We were very much more vocal tonight than we were last night, and that was nice to see. But the girls knew what was in store for them. So a fun match. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Hate to lose, but it was fun.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Coach. I appreciate your time. I know you got a long haul back. You got to drive the bus yet, so we'll let you go, but I appreciate you joining us. Best of luck coming up Thursday.
Thanks, Mr. Blankman. We'll try and win it for you on Thursday night.
You bet. Go win it for yourselves.
Okay,
absolutely.
We'll do that as well.
You bet. Head coach Rusty Wintermote again with the Kuemper Knights. They fall here tonight in 5 to Glenwood.